What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Homestead Dan for yet another video. Ooh, probably y'all can't even see my eyes right now because the hat is covering my eyes. But anyway, man, this is just a quick reminder of reminding. I don't need to say reminding twice. Anyway, just a quick reminder. When it comes to eating fruit, fresh fruit, wash the fruit. It's a quick reminder, wash the fruit. It's crazy because fresh does not mean clean, you know, but we equate fresh when we come out of a fresh shower. Actually, I think there was a song by Outkast that was called "Fresh and So Clean." Why did I say that for Outkast? That really is a thing. Fresh and, I guess it's protection. That's whatever. Anyway, it's called "Fresh and So Clean." Clean. Ain't nobody so sexy. I'm just so fresh. Anyway, yeah, it's called "Fresh and So Clean." But freshness does not mean. It does not mean cleanliness. So here I got a spaghetti squash. Forget my hands and fingers because I probably was messing with dirt. It's one of the spaghetti squashes we grew here. It looks beautiful, right? First time growing spaghetti squash, and we grew quite a bit of it. But anyway, you want to wash the outside of this spaghetti squash, or watermelon, or cantaloupe, or whatever, because me starting to grow stuff, I understand the methods and the growing conditions in which I grew this, and I'm like, I should wash this. I should definitely wash this, because one thing that I utilize, or we utilize here, is chicken manure or chicken poop. Or if anybody's like me, I utilize chicken water. I put my chicken poop in the water, stir it up real good, get the pH of the water around neutral with the chicken poop, and I water my plants in it with it. It doesn't burn my plants, and I water it right over the plants. Doesn't matter what it is: tomatoes, squash, watermelon, cantaloupe. It doesn't matter what it is. I will use chicken poop water. Same thing for my potatoes. I'll use chicken poop water. Carrots, chicken poop water. I'll use that for my fruits and vegetables. Doesn't matter what it is. The only thing that I haven't used it for is strawberries. I feel like that'd be nasty. I feel like that'd be nasty. But anywho, yes, I utilize chicken poop water. And I know, like, there's this thing, the whole Cyclospora thing going around. I guess people get it through the foods and vegetables and stuff like that. And somebody put in perspective for me that these big farmers, when they have like thousands of workers working in the fields, picking the fruit and doing all these things, they're less likely to have thousands of bathrooms out there in the field. And if they did have bathrooms, I'm guarantee you so far away that they can't get there in time. So what do? They will probably rather poop and pee out there in the fields. And guess what? It's not just one individual. It's not just two individuals. You're talking about thousands of people over the course of years using the bathroom in the field. And it contaminates the field. And I never knew that. Like, we go to these big marketplaces, and I'm not sitting here trying to denigrate any of these places. We go to these big produce providers, I would just say like that, big produce providers, and we don't necessarily understand the conditions in which the food is actually grown in. Now, they look beautiful, don't get me wrong, they look absolutely beautiful when they hit the shelves, and of course they look for the same quality size when it comes to the fruits, and they put them all together and it's a nice uniform look. But that does not mean the growing conditions were of the best. I would just say it like that. So again, freshness does not equate cleanliness. And one thing that I know these big produce providers, they always say, fresh. Oh, it's like, we're fresh, inviting. Yeah, like they push fresh, and they make fresh as if it's like clean. But I can go to the garden and pick, strawberries fresh out the garden, and it does not mean it's clean. Clean is when I actually take the strawberries and run it in some water, let it sit in some water, a little bit of vinegar if I want to do that or whatever. Now we're talking about clean. But You can't assume freshness for clean, even though we equate freshness with cleanliness when we hop out the shower. And I think that's one of the issues, especially, when I was growing up, we would eat mulberries off the tree or whatever, straight off the tree, don't wash it. But guess what? Those mulberries could have bird poop on it. Definitely got little bugs in it. Did I care? Absolutely not. 'Cause I like mulberries. But that mug was not clean. It was fresh. Fresh, yeah, it was fresh. Fresh, it was ripe. I think fresh equates more with ripeness. You know, ripeness. I think fresh equates more with ripeness, but not cleanliness. You know, again, I'm just making a video just to, be mindful. Be mindful. Wash the fruit. Wash the fruit. I know when I was a kid, when we eat watermelon, we don't necessarily, I never at least, I never really washed the outside of the watermelon. I don't know why. Maybe I just assumed it was clean. I don't know. Maybe it just wasn't a big thing to me. I never really washed the outside of the cantaloupe. Maybe because I don't eat the outside of the cantaloupe, or I don't eat the outside of the watermelon. I don't eat the rind. So it's like, why? Why would I wash it? But that's not how bacteria works. When you cut something, and bacteria are alive, they're a living thing. So when you cut into a watermelon, first off, you got to cut through the outside layer, which gets on your knife, cut it straight through the watermelon, and now that bacteria is on your knife is in the watermelon, because bacteria just doesn't stay in one spot. They're a living thing. They travel. So yeah. Now I'm not saying that you can't protect yourself 100% from bacteria. Bacteria is this is why you got to pray over your food. This is why it's important to pray over your food, to pray against those things that you do not see that work against you, because there be many things, you know, many little bacteria, many little different parasites, and one thing that's interesting, well, I won't go down that road, but just wash your food. I'm telling you, I'm saying this because I know some of the growing method that I use. You feel what I'm saying? Again, I use chicken poop water, and I water my plants with it. And these spaghetti squashes, they lay on the ground. Rain has fell down and got, we have flowing water here sometimes, and God only knows what might be flowing in the water. And it touches the outside. Now it got a pretty hard, layer on the outside, but even still, you really don't know what might be on the ground. Yeah. So watch your vegetables. That's all I have for this video. Peace and God bless everybody. I hope to see everybody the next time. I'll see you all when I see you. Peace.